Have you ever returned home after a funeral and suddenly felt that something in your house just changed? The air feels heavy. The plants droop. You can't sleep as peacefully as before. Small arguments begin for no reason, and work becomes strangely difficult. Most people think it's just coincidence, but in classical Feng Shui, that shift is often a sign that the energy of the funeral has followed you home. Hello, my name is Feng Shui Master Yip. For more than 40 years, I've studied, taught, and practiced the ancient art of Feng Shui, guiding thousands of families throughout Asia to restore harmony and balance in their lives. And one truth has become very clear to me. The greatest disturbances inside a home rarely come from the outside world. They come from the subtle energy we unknowingly carry back with us. The frightening part is this: you didn't bring anything unusual back from the funeral, only something ordinary, something everyone has. Yet that very object can become an invisible bridge that lets heavy yin energy slip quietly into your home, disturbing peace, prosperity, and even relationships. Most people never notice until it's too late. In the next few minutes, I'll explain exactly what that item is, why it's dangerous, and how a simple ancient practice can neutralize its effect so your home once again becomes a place filled with light, calm, and vibrant qi. If you believe the energy around you shapes your life, write in the comments, "I choose peace for my home." And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can continue exploring timeless Feng Shui wisdom to protect and uplift your energy every single day. What is funeral energy and how it affects Kai? In Feng Shui and the ancient Fengshui teachings, every place in this world carries its own frequency of energy. Some are light and vibrant, filled with life, laughter, and yang qi. Others are slow, dense, and heavy, the presence of yin qi. A funeral is where these two energies meet. It is a moment when the boundary between the living and the departed becomes extremely thin, and in that moment, everything, the scent of incense, the sound of crying, the trembling breath, the falling tears, all of it blends together to create a unique field of energy. That field is not evil, but it is dense and emotionally charged. The air itself becomes thick with grief, remembrance, and farewell. When you stand within that space, your body, which is also a vessel of energy, naturally begins to absorb what surrounds it, just as a sponge absorbs water. The ancients understood this long before modern science ever gave it a name. Today, psychologists call it residual emotion, the emotional residue left behind after intense moments. It's the same feeling you get when you enter a room where someone has just argued or cried. You can't see anything unusual, but you immediately feel something in the air. That heaviness is energy. It lingers, even when the sound is gone. This is not superstition. It is a natural, energetic response, the way your qi interacts with your surroundings. When you attend a funeral, your energy field resonates with sadness, compassion, and loss. And unless you take steps to cleanse and restore balance, that resonance travels with you, back to your car, your doorstep, your living room, and eventually into the heart of your home. Once there, it begins to quietly influence the overall vibration of your space. The air feels heavier, tempers shorten, motivation fades, all because that emotional energy has not yet been released. When you understand this simple truth, you realize Feng Shui is not only about furniture or direction. It's about the invisible energy you carry within you and around you every single day. Mistake number 1. Going straight home after a funeral. One of the most common mistakes people make after attending a funeral is to go straight home. It seems harmless, natural even. You've paid your respects, the ceremony is over, and you simply want to rest. But from a Feng Shui perspective, that moment, when you walk directly from a space of deep grief back into your living space, is precisely when you risk carrying heavy yin energy into your home. In classical Feng Shui, your house is known as the nest of qi, a sacred environment that gathers and nourishes your life force, relationships, and prosperity. It's like a living garden of energy filled with invisible roots that respond to your emotions, your habits, and even your footsteps. Now imagine this. You walk into that garden after standing for hours in a place where sorrow and loss filled the air. The incense, smoke, the tears, the silence, all of them cling to you in subtle ways. You don't see it, but the vibration of the funeral still lingers on your clothes, your skin, your breath. When you bring that vibration across your doorstep, it's as if you've carried a small gray cloud into your garden. At first, nothing seems wrong. But over the next few days, you might notice that the air in your home feels heavy, that the mood among family members grows tense or irritable, that sleep feels less peaceful, and even the plants by your window don't seem as lively as before. These are not coincidences. They are the quiet language of energy. The ancients understood this deeply. That is why in many cultures, people were taught never to go straight home after a funeral. Instead, they would stop by a busy street, a small cafe, or a temple to light a stick of incense. They would sit for a few minutes, have a warm drink, or simply walk among living people and moving energy. What they were really doing, without naming it, was giving the heavy vibration of grief time to dissipate before bringing it into their home. It wasn't superstition, it was energetic hygiene, a way to let yin and yang rebalance naturally through movement, air, and human interaction. So the next time you attend a funeral, remember this gentle wisdom. Don't rush back home. Give yourself and your energy a few quiet moments to breathe, reset, and return to harmony. Because the peace of your home begins with the peace you carry within you. Mistake number 2. Holding or hugging children right after a funeral. Another common mistake people make after attending a funeral is holding or hugging young children the moment they return home. It may seem like an act of comfort, a way to find light after being surrounded by sadness. But energetically, it is a moment that requires mindfulness and care. In Feng Shui, children, especially those under 6 years old, are considered beings of pure yang energy. Their qi is bright, clean, and highly sensitive. It is the essence of life in its most innocent and unfiltered form. Adults, on the other hand, carry complex layers of energy, shaped by emotions, environments, and experiences. When you attend a funeral, your energetic field absorbs the vibration of that space. Even if you feel calm, your aura, the unseen field around your body, becomes denser, quieter, and more yin in nature. The contrast between that and a child's radiant yang field can create an energetic imbalance when contact happens too soon. That's why, after a funeral, many parents notice something subtle but unsettling. Their child suddenly cries for no reason, refuses to sleep, or becomes restless at night. Some children appear unusually quiet or distant, while others grow clingy and anxious. Science might look for psychological explanations, but from an energy point of view, It's simply the child's natural response to a temporary disturbance in their energetic harmony. The old masters understood this intuitively. They would gently advise, when you return from a funeral, wash first. Let your smile come back. Then embrace your child. It wasn't a superstition. It was a way to protect the child's chi and to honor the flow of energy between generations. So when you come home from a funeral, take a few moments for yourself first. Change your clothes. Wash your hands and face with warm water. Sit quietly and breathe deeply, allowing the heaviness to leave with each exhale. And when you finally hold your child again, let it be with a peaceful heart and a gentle smile. Because a hug is never just physical contact. It is an exchange of energy. And when your own energy is calm and clear, that same peace will flow naturally into your child's heart. Mistake number 3. Visiting someone else's home right after a funeral. The third mistake many people make, often without realizing it, is visiting another person's home right after attending a funeral. Perhaps it's on the way, or you stop by to drop something off, or to see a friend. It seems innocent. But from a Feng Shui and energy perspective, this simple act can unintentionally disturb both your energy and theirs. Every home has its own energetic field, a living atmosphere that reflects the emotions, habits, and life patterns of the people who live there. Some homes radiate warmth and laughter. Others carry quietness and reflection. This energy is shaped not only by decor or direction, but also by what the family experiences together, their joys, worries, prayers, and even their silence. When you come straight from a funeral, you are still surrounded by yin qi, the subtle, heavy vibration of grief and stillness. It lingers in your aura, even if you feel composed. If you step into another person's home at that moment, your yin qi meets their household's energy. That sudden clash of vibrations can make the space feel unsettled, especially if that home contains a newborn, a pregnant woman, or someone who is ill. Those individuals carry delicate qi that needs stability and light. The ancients called this the collision of fields. It doesn't cause visible harm, but it shifts the emotional temperature of the house. You might notice the air feels awkward, or conversations don't flow as easily. It's not about superstition, it's about respect for invisible balance. That is why old Feng Shui masters always taught, after a funeral, go home first. Cleanse your own energy. Change your clothes. Wash your hands and face. Perhaps light a stick of incense or sip warm tea. Allow your qi to realign before stepping into another home. This small act of awareness keeps both energies, yours and theirs, in harmony. If visiting someone cannot be avoided, be open about where you've just been. Ask gently if it's all right, and carry with you a sense of mindfulness and calm. Energy responds not only to actions, but to intention. Remember, in Feng Shui, sensitivity is not weakness, it is wisdom. Knowing when to pause and when to wait is how we honor both our own qi and the energy of those around us. The forbidden item, the hidden energy in funeral clothes. And now we come to what I consider the most important part of this entire teaching, the one mistake that so many people make without realizing it. Never bring the clothes you wore to a funeral directly into your home. In Feng Shui, clothing is more than fabric. It is your second layer of energy, an invisible shell that absorbs the vibrations of every place you visit. When you walk through a sacred temple, your clothes take in that serenity. When you sit in a crowded market, they pick up the lively pulse of human energy. And when you stand in the solemn stillness of a funeral, your clothing absorbs that unique vibration of grief, farewell, and yin qi. The air at a funeral is filled with incense smoke, the chill of emotion, and the echo of parting. Your garments become like sponges, soaking in not just the scent of smoke, but the emotional resonance of sorrow. If you walk back into your house wearing those clothes, without cleansing or changing, that energy comes with you. It doesn't shout, it doesn't announce itself. It simply settles, quietly, invisibly, into your living space. Over time, you may notice subtle changes. The air inside feels heavier or slightly colder. Family members become more tired or irritable. Children wake during the night or cry without reason. The home begins to feel less vibrant, less welcoming. It's not haunted. It's just energetically saturated with emotions that were never released. This is why ancient Feng Shui masters always warned, never let funeral clothing cross the threshold without cleansing. The solution, thankfully, is simple. When you arrive home, change your clothes immediately. Do not place them on a chair or hang them in your closet. Wash them separately. Never mix them with your everyday laundry. If you can, use warm water with natural salt or a small slice of fresh ginger. Both salt and ginger have powerful yang properties that neutralize yin energy and restore balance. If you feel that the clothes have absorbed too much, for example, if the funeral was particularly emotional, it is best not to keep them at all. Instead, burn them respectfully outdoors or dispose of them mindfully. As you do, say a short prayer. Thank you for your purpose. May peace return to the departed, and may light remain in my home. It's not about fear, it's about energetic closure. Just as the ceremony marks the end of a physical life, this act marks the end of your connection to that vibration, allowing both you and your home to return fully to peace and harmony. The cleansing ritual. 4 steps to purify funeral energy. Now that you understand the nature of funeral energy and how easily it can linger, let us move to what I call the cleansing ritual. It is simple, but it must be done with sincerity. This ritual doesn't belong to any religion. It is an act of energetic hygiene, a way to release what no longer belongs to you and invite back your natural brightness of qi. Let us begin. Step 1. Change your clothes and separate the energy. When you return home from a funeral, the first thing you should do is remove every piece of clothing you wore. Don't place it on a chair or hang it in your closet. See, this act is a symbolic change of energy. You are leaving behind the vibration of grief and returning to your own natural frequency. Once you've changed, take a slow, deep breath. Feel the difference. Imagine that with each exhale, you're shedding a layer of heaviness, coming back to the light within you. Energy follows awareness. The moment you choose release, your vibration begins to rise again. Step 2. The cleansing bath. Next, prepare a warm bath or basin of water for purification. Add a handful of natural sea salt or a few slices of fresh ginger. If you have access to pomelo leaves, lemongrass, or mugwort, you may add them as well. These herbs carry strong yang properties. They dissolve stagnant energy and restore clarity to your aura. As you bathe, move slowly and consciously. Let the water touch your skin like sunlight dissolving mist. Visualize every trace of sadness and heaviness flowing off your body, down the drain, and back to the earth, where it is transformed into peace. This is not just cleansing the body. It is cleansing the invisible layer of emotion that surrounds it. When you step out, you will already feel lighter, calmer, and more present. Step 3. Purifying with fragrance and smoke. When your body is refreshed, it's time to cleanse your space. Light a stick of sandalwood or agarwood incense. As the smoke begins to rise, walk slowly around your home. Start at the main door, the mouth of Qi, and continue through each room. Let the fragrance move gently through the air, especially around windows, corners, and your bedroom. Breathe slowly. With every exhale, imagine the smoke carrying away old vibrations, the invisible dust of sorrow that may have settled while you were gone. Incense is not about calling spirits. It is vibration made visible, a bridge between the seen and unseen, between breath and energy. If you don't have incense, a few drops of essential oil in warm water will do. It is not the material that matters, it is the mindfulness behind the act. Step 4. The prayer of peace. When the incense has almost burned down, sit quietly. Place your hands together in front of your heart. This is not about religion, it is about intention. Speak softly, or simply say it in your mind. I release all heavy energy. I choose light and peace for myself and my home. Say it once, but mean it. A single sentence spoken with full awareness has more power than 100 prayers repeated without feeling. After this, stay in silence for a few breaths. Feel the stillness. This is the moment when your inner Qi and your home's Qi begin to align again, when yin turns into yang, and your energy field becomes whole once more. Performing this ritual after a funeral is not superstition. It is an act of deep respect. Respect for life, for energy, and for the invisible harmony that connects all things. Through this small yet powerful practice, you reclaim peace, not only for your home, but for your heart, cleansing the living space and family energy. When your own energy has been purified, the next step is to renew the energy of your home, because your home is a mirror of you. Its walls remember your moods, its air carries your thoughts, and every corner quietly reflects the rhythm of your inner world. A home that has absorbed sadness or fatigue will slowly lose its sparkle, just as a pond becomes still when there is no wind. To invite life to flow again, you must let your house breathe. Simple ways to refresh the Qi of your home. 1. Open the windows. Let sunlight and fresh air move freely through every room. Natural light awakens yang energy and disperses stagnation. Even a few minutes of morning breeze can lift the vibration of the entire space. 2. Light a candle. Use a white or beeswax candle. Fire is the element of transformation. Its gentle flame reignites warmth and clarity. As it burns, imagine that each flicker carries new life into the heart of your home. 3. Create sound. Energy responds beautifully to vibration. Ring a small bell, clap softly in the corners, or play music tuned to 528 Hz, a frequency known for harmony and healing. These sounds break up dense energy and invite joy to dance again in the air. 4. Place a bowl of sea salt. Set one near the front door or in any area that feels heavy. Leave it overnight. In the morning, dispose of it outside. Salt quietly absorbs negative Qi and restores balance without fuss or ritual. While you do these things, stay mindful, move slowly, breathe deeply. You are not just tidying a room, you are realigning the heartbeat of your living space. As you finish, walk through your home and speak softly to it. Only light and peace dwell here. I welcome freshness, love, and prosperity into this space. Because wind, light, and sound, these three simple forces are nature's most powerful healers. When your home can breathe again, its Qi becomes clear, vibrant, and full of life. And when the energy of your home rises, your own fortune and peace will rise with it. A funeral marks the end of one journey, but it also serves as a gentle reminder to those who remain to protect their peace, to care for their energy, and to honor the sacred connection between life and home. Every act of cleansing, every small moment of mindfulness is not only a way to remove heaviness, but also a gesture of gratitude toward those who came before us. When you purify your energy and your living space, you are saying, "I remember you with love, but I choose to continue living in light." This is how we honor both the past and the present, by keeping our homes clear, our hearts calm, and our chi alive and flowing. Take a deep breath now. Feel the air move through you, soft, clean, alive. This is what peace feels like. It's not silence, it's balance. It's the stillness where life quietly thrives. And if you have listened this far, it means you already carry the awareness needed to protect your home's vibration. Energy always responds to awareness. From this moment on, your chi will begin to shift. Your space will feel a little lighter, your mind a little clearer, and your days a little more harmonious. If you feel even a small sense of peace after hearing these words, I invite you to take part in a simple affirmation, a mindful ritual in itself. Type in the comments below, "I choose peace for my home." When you write it, you're not just leaving a comment, you are declaring an intention. And intention is the seed of energy. From that seed, balance begins to grow. I am Feng Shui Master Yip, and I wish you and your family a life filled with light, harmony, and clean, thriving energy. If this message has brought clarity or comfort to you, please like, share, and subscribe so more people can learn how to protect the sacred energy of their homes and create spaces where prosperity and peace truly flourish. May your days be calm, your nights restful, and may your home always be filled with the gentle rhythm of life itself.